Welcome back to the Wildings Landing, where we show you how we're living and growing off-grid. I thought I'd bring you along, show you what's planted, what's doing well in the container garden, what's sprouting, what's planted, etc. So, we'll start on the bottom shelf and work our way up. And these things have either just been planted or I don't think they're going to germinate. But either way, remember some of these seeds are older seeds. This is yellow zucchini. I just planted that like 2 days ago. This is a Freedom Hybrid Cauliflower. Looks like we got 100% germination on that. That was from Park Seeds. Amarillo carrots that were just planted. Those were from Baker's Creek, but they were 2019 or 18, like most of these. Sweet peas. Alyssum. We have one of these that sprouted, and it's out on another shelf that we'll be looking at in a minute. And lavender. And I did get 2 of those lavender to sprout, but they're also out on the other shelves. And then we've got the big planting tray, where we have a few little weeds popping up. I've had possibly 0 germination with the big kahunas. Shows these were planted on 8/29, so yeah. Sweet habanero onions so far, or sweet harvest onions, sorry about that, yes. None of those yet. Only a few of these Georgia collards have sprouted, but you'll see that we do have some more Georgia collards coming. These stand for 126 carrots. Didn't get anything on those yet. The Ciso I don't know how you say that. Broccoli. We have a few of those coming. And rainbow carrots, there's a couple of those. Had 0 germination so far on garlic chives. That's another little yellow zucchini. And this is another round of Georgia collards, which we have a couple sprouted on these. Back there, I've got a red prize leaf lettuce. Nothing. Same thing. And up here, you're not going to really see anything either other than what's planted. Snowball cauliflower is from here to right about here. All of that is snowball cauliflower. This is red romaine all the way to here and further back. Those planter trays back there are also red romaine. Yellow zucchini, again just planted. More sweet harvest onions, which we don't have any sprouts on yet, and a bunch of celery seeds in there that also have not yet sprouted. So we'll now go take a look at what has sprouted and what's thriving. All right, we're out a different, on the other side of the garden. This area gets more sun after things sprout, and even before, as you'll see. Sometimes I move them out this way. I just have limited space, so working with it. Here we have some Nubia eggplant. Something, and I know what the something is. It was those dang grasshoppers have eaten the tops. Can you guys see that there is a plant like right there, but it doesn't have any top? There's the leaves on that one, but they didn't find the ones down here. I don't understand. Have a couple more Nubias there. This is the one alyssum that has sprouted. These are tropic giant cabbage. They're a heat tolerant variety, and again, these were part of the Park seed. Got 100% germination on those. One of my little Chatenai carrots that has not yet germinated. Probably just planted that one. I have rounds of carrots going on around here. These are a mixed lettuce, just mixed salad bowl kind of variety. Again, from Park Seed, we had real good germination on those too. And down here, we have some of those Chatenai carrots. They're just starting. The ones that I transplanted into the garden are doing real well. Real happy with those. These are Beaver Dam pepper seeds. Sorry about that, I'm drawing blanks. From Haas Tools. We have quite a few of these thriving and producing in the garden. Starting some more. As you know, pepper seeds, they take a while. These are banana peppers, which I'm beginning to wonder if they're ever going to sprout. Big Kahuna green beans. Not happy with the variety, but I thought I'd just go ahead and plant what I had. And I'm not getting any germination, which doesn't break my heart. I'm going to probably order some more seeds this afternoon. I go to start and I get I get frustrated. I get frustrated either because things I really want to plant are out of stock, or, you know, I'm not finding them from seed companies that I know, or I don't know. You know me, I'm probably going to end up going to Haas Tools, placing an order, and being done. It's probably what's going to happen. Here we have a Copenhagen cabbage that I just planted. Just sprouted this one. We've got a little sprouts coming on it. And then up here, this is not a yellow onion. I'm pretty sure that that's a carrot. And it got mislabeled. Got lots of catnip started, obviously for my cat. And some more Bella Rosa tomatoes, because I guess I just cannot get enough Bella Rosa tomatoes in my life. As a matter of fact, here we have some more Bella Rosa tomatoes. You're going to hear that repeated a little bit. Had one germination on the Big Kahuna green beans, just one plant. There are the two lavenders that have sprouted, so we're kind of watching those carefully. Got more carrots here. Got these are all rainbows. These two rows here, those are rainbows. Oh no, I guess all of these are rainbows. Yeah. All of these are rainbow carrots, and looks like got pretty good germination on those. This is an edible mum. I'll show you the name. Looking forward to growing that, seeing what that brings us. Had great germination, even though these seeds were old. I believe they were in my gardener seeds. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me there. But looking forward to seeing what these do. And I'm really looking forward to doing infused oils and things like that with them too. My cauliflower, well, some of it. This is the graffiti cauliflower from Haas Tools. It has a pink head on it. Really pretty. Getting pretty good germination there. Plants are getting, you can see, plants are getting pretty big. They're getting ready to go in the garden. And over here we have the Copenhagen cabbage that did not sprout, and the Copenhagen cabbage that did sprout. And then we have our tomatoes. These are all the Homestead variety. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 plants of those. And here we have Bella Rosa, and we have a lot of those. I think also 15 or 20 of those plants. And then down here we have some collards. We have a couple more peppers. These are Mamma Mia Galileo. I have 4 more Mamma Mia Galileos that are in my garden. I just looked up and I have a puppy in my garden. I'm wondering how she got there. Ah, I left the gate open. That's how she got there. Alright, she better be good. Y'all are going to be amazed how she's getting so big. But those are our Georgia collards. They're doing those aren't doing bad at all. Those aren't doing bad at all. Alright, now we're going to go take a walk around the garden, and I'll show you what's growing on. Okay, the first thing we have growing in this garden is a big Connie Corso puppy. Hey, back up, back up. Say hi. She is the sweetest dog ever. She's so incredibly affectionate. This is definitely everything I prayed for. I tell her all the time that she's my little answered prayer, because I stopped looking, although she's not so little anymore. I think I covered this, but she weighed in at 39 pounds, bringing her right at 4 months old when she got spayed. That was 2 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago. She's a big dog, but I love big dogs, and that's exactly what I wanted, so I'm not going to complain that she's a big dog. Christmas palms that I really need to get moved to the front of my property where they're supposed to be. My mint is, the chocolate mint is dying off. Does that about this time every year. No stress. Got some basil and rosemary going on. Some more basil coming in the rosemary. My potted peppers that I've had for over a year, several of them are gone. And he just finally gave up. Which, I mean, that's okay. It happens. I've got more coming. They lasted a year. I ate off of them for a year. So, can't complain. And it looks like I'll still be eating off of them for a while. This one is a mini red bell. This is a carnival blend. And they're fading. It's okay. Our bamboo, however, is not fading. It's way up there. It's doing fabulous. It's doing really, really well. Kind of impressed. We have thyme. That's just weeds. That's nothing. I've got a little lavender there and a little lavender there and a carrot that I'm letting go to seed, forgetting that it's a biennial, that I have to wait 2 years for the seeds. The asparagus is doing fantastic. I've been eating off of that every morning. When I do my little garden walk in the morning, there's always 4 or 5 little sprouts. They become, ooh, I see one. They always become a snack. Lemongrass is wild and happy. Huge. Our Okinawa spinach is still thriving. Although I really don't eat it, but I am loving the plant. Just pretty. Loofahs are still providing. Still going off. I keep thinking they're going to die. They don't die. I'm wondering if we don't get a frost this year, I may have loofahs like, all year. I don't know. Down here, we have the Swiss lights or bright lights, Swiss chard. That's all starting to sprout. In the middle, I have a red bark kale. It's going to be a reddish purple, bright color, which I thought would be really pretty, with the many colors of the kale. And then up front, I planted more Swiss chard, which is coming up. That would be a pretty little garden. Over here, I've got some spinach that's just starting to sprout. Yesterday, I noticed the one little sprout over there. Now I'm seeing a couple more. That's cool. This is going to be more zinnias, plain and simple. Let it be. I like the flowers like in the corners. I don't know. That's just me. Got to keep my pollinators happy. And these zinnias are kind of on their way out. I've been thinning them and cutting them down as I need to. I hate doing it, but I'm deadheading all of them. I'm dehydrating out all the heads so that I have so many more next year. Kind of did the same planting here with Swiss chard, spinach, and green onion. Looks like one of my little green onions is sprouting. We eat so much green onion. Or we eat just a lot of onion. David and I both love it, so it's definitely always something we try to keep going in the garden. Got a couple little sprouts we'll see in a minute that I eat off of 3 or 4 times a week, maybe more. But the spinach is in the middle. Got a little sprout there. And then we've got some Swiss chard. And I'm almost positive that'll be a zinnia, because They're growing right above it, and you know, they're going to drop heads you're going to miss, plain and simple. Can't keep up with them. It also could be a basil, because this is an old dried basil plant that's behind it, so let's just add a little basil. Then we have red Burgundy Okra that I'm going to try to grow through the fall. And it is producing like crazy. Yesterday I had some of the prettiest blooms out here on this. And you know, I'm planting this as an ornamental in the front of my property too, just because I really have fallen in love with the plant. The okra is good too. The okra is good too, and I'm the only one that eats okra here, so I don't need a lot of it. But I love this plant, but I really love hibiscus, so it would make sense that I love things of the hibiscus family. There's a nice okra ready to harvest right there, poking up at me. And I have this little pepper tucked away down here, and we've got some other things planted down here. Oh, I see them sprouting too. Sprouting better here than they are in other gardens. Okay, the pepper doesn't look so great, but got little green onions. Those are planted onions along the front of this, and it looks like they're going to do real well. I see some dill sprouting in the back there. I let dill just go to seed and do what it wants to do with at least 2 or 3 plants a year that, you know, and there's some that I'll harvest off of, but I just let dill, just like I do with the basil, can just regenerate itself. Use it when I got it. Don't stress about it when I don't. That's usually my philosophy. And I'm got to show you, which I'll continue to show you when we walk down this aisle, but these jelly melons that I showed you, they're on a video called something about a cucumber, because they are a member of the cucumber family. Lighting down here with this okra above it is not so great, but I'm sure you can see them. And as we get closer to the first part of the vine, we will see some more big okra down there that's ready to harvest. And I planted more green onions here. Looks like some more dill's popping. I don't see the green onions in here yet. I do see more of the jelly melon right there. They get a little bit bigger as you get closer to the start of the plant. Some real pretty zinnias popping up. They're actually in over there with the okra, but if you're familiar with zinnias, they kind of go where they want to. And here is, again, the jelly melon, African horn melon plant. Got one that's just starting to turn color. It's a long way from ready, but this thing's just loaded. I'm gonna have to learn how to make jelly or something out of this. And down here at the garden at my feet, I've got spinach planted in the back. I don't see any of that sprouting yet. And Swiss chard in the front, which is doing really well. And I see again a little more dill popping up. And I have a Cora literally licking my hand. Now she's nibbling my wrist. So I'm sorry about my phone being knocked around. This is Beijing Grass. You can do your own research on it. I might do a video just about this. I ordered these seeds from Palm Beach Medicinal Herbs easily 6 years ago. And I planted it in a little pot in Jensen. Never messed with that pot. Saw this stuff sprouting. I've always just left it alone, but I'm learning now that I have it, and now I'm having it in several places, how I use it and how to make teas and how to do things with it. It's a gelatinous, like mucusy plant. The one thing that I do remember it saying when I was doing a little bit of research, and it's kind of hard to find, it's called angel grass or Beijing grass, But do a little research and see what you find on it, because pretty interesting. But diabetes was one of the things that it can help treat. That was the one thing that I really remember. And here are the carrots that we transplanted. Started those in little seed starts. They were the Chatenai, and they are just thriving. They are doing so good. Because I like to eat the tops of the carrots. I'm like, But yeah, those are doing fantastic. And let me see. Oh, I do. This little prize. I have been growing butterfly pea somewhere between like 5 and 10 years. A long time. I love making tea out of these blooms. It turns out a purplish blue, and if you add lemon juice to it, completely changes the color. It's a sedating, not heavily sedating, more of a relaxing. I say sedating, people are like, oh no, I don't want to knock me out. But no, this is a great tea to enjoy at night before bed. It's kind of sedating, not overpoweringly, but just a relaxing. I love it. Love it. When I get a dehydrator, or I really want to get a sun oven for this application, a dehydrator does not make sense to me. I'd be running a generator for the entire time that I was trying to dehydrate. That is not practical. So I would like to get, although with blooms I can dehydrate in my little bags. I've got some, just look at that, it's so pretty. I have got some fine mesh bags that I dehydrate flowers in, so I could try that with this one. Down here, the red roselle is taking very well. I try to keep my shadow out of this, but I've got red roselle there. We have red Russian kale. Can't ever overlook the moringa, although I have an abundance of moringa. Try not to overlook it. Got some more of that red bark kale planted in here. I don't know if that's showing up for you. Can you see it? Yeah. Right there. There it is. Camera will focus on it eventually. And right there, I thought that'd be pretty to grow with the red Russian. I grow that from seed. And this is either radishes or more roselle. I don't remember. Sorry. This is the one roselle that I planted early, and it took really well. Maybe what I get my calyxes off of for the Florida cranberry sauce instead of my Florida cranberry, because it's not giving me calyxes. Of course, I'm cutting it back a lot and stuff too, so yeah. Got some Lacinato Kale down there. And again, this is either radishes or more roselle. Sorry, my shadow's in the way, so you can't see it. There you go. Then you can see it. We'll take a wander down. This is some mint that I transferred from the big pot over along the fence. I'm growing some mint along the feet here. I've also planted a couple other things along these. These are some older okra plants. I lost one recently. These blew down from the wind, and I got them, stood back up, cut them back. They're still producing, so I figured I'd keep them as long as I could. This is my Shampoo Ginger. I didn't get any blooms this year, but I think I have it in too sunny of a location. And although I'm really enjoying it in this garden, the reason that I grow Shampoo Ginger is so that I can eventually make our own shampoo, hand soaps, etc. Although I understand it's better as a, the root you can use to make a shampoo, it's soapier. The bloom that produces the kind of sudsy liquid is kind of better used as a conditioner from my research. So we'll see what we find out there. And I'm not sure, I'm not sure what I planted here, but it's doing really well. Got all these little sprouts right in a row. It would not have just, I wouldn't have had a volunteer that did that. So I planted something over here. This looks like the red bark kale, so I might have stuck some more of that over here. And here we have basil go into seed. And I've got another little eggplant down there. And that's probably sunflowers or something back there. Sunflowers probably don't have time. I don't know. We'll see. I've got them planted along the front of the property. I hope they have time. And this looks like parsley, but I don't remember having parsley seeds. So I'm going to taste this and see what in the... Oh, definitely parsley. Oof. Strong parsley. That's really good, too. Wow. Okay. Planted with... These are actually eggplant. They look like Lacinato Kale, but they're not. And then we have empty containers that I'm waiting on material to fill them. And our eggplant, our white eggplant. See them? There's one. It's doing real good. We've got one down there that's not far behind it. We're going to have stuffed eggplant before I know it. It'll be a beautiful thing. We've got several that are, another little one right back there. And David said last night when he and I were walking the garden that there's, oh, I see it, that there was one forming over there. So as long as I can keep the cranberry hibiscus cut back off of it and let it get some air and some light, seems to be doing real well. Real well. Took me a long time to get eggplant to germinate and work out for me this year. I think I tried most of the summer and didn't have a whole lot of success. Sorry, I got sidetracked by a butterfly. Oh no, it's a leaf. Got some Lacinato Kale here. Red Bark Kale planted right there. Lacinato and Red Bar planted in this one. And Lacinato, Red, I want to say Red Russian. Yeah, Red Russian. And the Red Bar planted there. Our strawberries are starting to put off their runners and be very happy. I've been working on the weeds in here, although I'm sure it doesn't really look like it because there's still a lot left. But I've been really tackling the weeding. I've been trying. A lot to do. And then we have our little pepper garden. It does not have a huge variety of peppers. But this is the Mamma Mia Galileo. Yep. Let me come over to the other side where I can actually read my labels. Although I pretty much know. These are also Mamma Mia Galileo. And I believe these are too. Yep. And from here out, down, these are the Beaver Dam Peppers that are a little warm. They're actually on the Scoville scale milder than a jalapeno though. So you judge for yourself whether or not that's hot. They were a little warm for my husband. So we're not eating them. We're giving them away. But look at them. I am loaded in there with them. I might save some and make some cowboy candy out of these rather than jalapenos. I've got jalapenos to plant. They're not planted yet. So I might try these with a batch of that cowboy candy. Because I'm kind of missing having that to snack on. It was so good. But we've got some really big peppers coming. Well, for me, really big. I'm so used to growing the Carnival blend, which are small. So, see what we get there. And I threw some herb seeds around in there, too. I don't really see any of them popping yet. I see a lot of weeds popping. I see a lot of weeds. I don't see any of my herbs. We'll check that. And so, behind us, I've got a sea grape that started voluntarily in Jensen. That's going to get, I've got a couple of them planted out here. This is definitely the biggest. This is a sage that just smells so good. And just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. I'd almost consider it an invasive if I didn't just love it. And this is my ginger. Let me stand back a little bit, get back from it, so you can kind of see how big my ginger garden is. Got some dying back there that's ready for harvest. That's how you know that it's ready for harvest. Your plant will start dying off like that. So I've got to get down there and see what that one's got to offer me. We'll get down and take a good look at the sprouts. Everything's got a little bit of DE on it. We had some rain and then I had some ants. Y'all know how that goes. So I put 10 pounds of DE between this garden and the surprise garden where the gourds are growing. This is a really yummy oregano. It is so good. Find myself snacking on it a little bit too. And this is my miracle fruit tree. Although I've never gotten a single miracle fruit off of it. Any tips on that one? Let me know. Because it's been right there for well over a year. I've kept it potted. I read they would do better in pot. But let me know. You guys growing that and having some success getting berries? I would be very interested in getting berries. Back there I have my orange orchid, my ground orchid. And that's about it. About it to show in here for right now. Well, our cucumbers and stuff are doing real well out in the gourd garden, but surprise garden, but you guys saw that one not very long ago. So we'll just pan around as we say goodbye. And I say thank you once again. And hit that like button. Please interact with the channel. Whether you're just commenting, just hitting that thumbs up button, just hitting the thumbs down button. Interact. YouTube looks for interaction. And it does help my videos get seen by more people. And which means my channel grows. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'd really like to see this channel grow. I'd really like to see it kind of take off. Getting a little jealous of my Southern Latitudes lady. I'm not jealous. I want to publicly congratulate her on 300 plus now subscribers. She has earned every one of them. That woman has developed and grown as a person and as a gardener. I have just loved watching her. We became YouTube friends when we both had less than 100 subscribers. I'm not much more than that now. But if you haven't checked out Southern Latitudes, a big plug for you to go do that. Please. She's amazing. And she's not that far from me. We can relate to a lot of things. A lot of our garden struggles are the same. You'll hear me copy her on what she's planting. You can kind of laugh at me about that if you want to, but I get garden envy from that lady. Big time. But go check her out. Go check out my girl over at Southern Latitudes. She's really growing on some good stuff. Her channel is starting to really take off, and I'm so proud of her. So proud of her. You're kicking it over there, girl. All right. You guys have a great day. Help me do the same. All right. Talk to you soon.